Hi everybody, this is Tom at DLD Drum School. Welcome back to the channel. This is where we don't just learn to hit the drums, we are learning how to play the drums. In this video, I'm going to talk you through how to put together a really solid and effective 4-beat drum fill, which is really going to complement the work that you've done in beginner number 1, where you learn how to develop a solid 4-beat rock rhythm. So why is it called a drum fill? Well, we use these fills to fill in the gaps between key sections of the music, maybe between the verse and a chorus, maybe from the chorus into the guitar solo. And it makes and complements those rhythms so that our drumming stays interesting to the listener. So first of all, let's just have a listen to what this is going to sound like when we have finished. I'm just going to play you a really simple 2-bar backing track. The first bar is going to be the rhythm from video number 1, and then I'm going to show you a nice simple example of the 4-beat fill that we're working towards. So just before we break this down, if you would just be kind enough to give us a like, give us a subscribe and a follow, and please do share this with as many people as you can. It's really going to help us get this content out there and bring more great videos for your drumming development. So let's get into the fill. As always, the first thing that we need to do is just make sure we are set up correctly. These 6 points, just get into the habit of doing these every time. Comfortable seat position, nice separation of your feet, toes down, keep those pedals down, hit and hold with the bass drum, good straight back, good control of the grip. I would recommend you have a look at the separate video about grip in those comments below. Into your brain. The brain controls everything, so switch your brain into drumming mode, get ready to do it like a drummer. And finally, any little habits and rinky dinks that you may have developed, just remind yourself to focus on those as you play. So let's break down this fill. We're going to do a 4-beat fill, and we're going to go around the 4 drums in front of us here. The names of these drums, we've got the snare drum, we've got tom 1, sometimes called the high tom, tom 2, sometimes called the mid tom, and tom 3, sometimes called the low tom or the floor tom. And we're going to start out with a nice simple rhythm shape. I want you to begin on the snare drum and separate your sticks so you have this nice V shape. Tips of the sticks separated, backs of the hands on top, and we are about, whatever that is, 5 centimeters, 4 centimeters just above the surface, ready and symmetrical on both sides. And the first rhythm shape we're going to introduce on this snare drum is what we call semi-quavers, sometimes called 16th notes. And we're just going to go right, left, right, left. Get used to that control, get used to that symmetry. Right, left, right, left. Now remember, we've said how important the mouth is. It's one of the most powerful and important parts of our body. Just trust me on this. Everyone thinks I'm crazy, but it really, really does work. We're going to use the mouth to say the word Coca-Cola because it's got those strong 4 syllables. It can be anything you like. It could be chicken drumstick, but we're going to go with Coca-Cola, and with our hands we're going to go right, left to the word Coca-Cola. Have a listen to this. And just get used to, I'm saying it inside my head, get used to saying that rhythm, controlling the hands so you got that lovely consistent rhythm tone. And just get used to practicing that so it feels natural. Now, once you've got used to doing it on this drum, we're just going to take our hands to tom 1 and do exactly the same thing. Coca-Cola. Now back to the first drum, and we're going to combine the 2. 4 on the snare, 4 on tom 1. We're going to go. And again, all the time in my head, I'm saying Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola. Well, if you can do it on the first drum, and if you can do it on the second drum, let's take it now to tom 2, and then into tom 3. Coca-Cola. Excellent job. Now you might want to pause the video at this stage, just practice getting used to that. It's all about control the brain to control the body using those words Coca-Cola. So now let's glue this together. We're going to just go around the 4 drums one at a time. Now as you go around the drum kit, try to avoid going across your body. These 2 drums are nice and comfortable anyway. As you travel around, rather than going across your body into an awkward body shape, what I want you to do is turn at the waist. Don't spin on the chair, turn at the waist, and your head, neck and shoulders and arms are going to move as one unit like this, okay? Rather than going across your body. So I'm going to go 4, 4, 4, 4. Coca-Cola, 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 Coca-Cola. 4, 4, 4, 4. Get used to that. Now you may have noticed in the demonstration that I gave you that I also put a crash cymbal on the end, which is a great way just to finish off anything that we do. It's like a full stop and brings it to a solid close. Every time we do this crash cymbal, we're going to use the neck of the stick rather than the tip, like this. Now it's a crash cymbal, it's not a smash cymbal. So don't use your arms. You go to the edge and then we bounce off, okay? For now, we're going to set ourselves a rule. Every time we hit the crash cymbal, we're going to combine it with a right leg bass drum. So it's actually a bass crash, but for simplicity, we're just going to say the word crash. Lock those in. So now it's 4, 4, 4, 4, finishing with the bass crash. Excellent job. Have a go at that. Now we've got these 4s, for a bit of variety, we're going to introduce a new rhythm shape, and this is what we call quavers. It's 2 rather than 4. Quavers, sometimes called eighth notes. Again, start off practicing in that nice V-shaped position above the snare drum, and it's just right, left. I'm going to use the word chocolate. Some people say coffee. Again, it doesn't matter what you say, but for this channel, we're going to say chocolate, and it's all about that consistent right hand, left hand, even shape going back to the horizontal position. Chocolate. And now we're going to combine Coca-Cola chocolate. So it's a 4 and then a 2. Again, just on the snare drum first of all. Coca-Cola chocolate. And when you get used to this, then split it across the 2 drums. 4 and then 2. Coca-Cola chocolate. And if you're comfortable with that, just carry on the journey. We're going to go 4 and 2. Again, turn with the waist. Coca-Cola chocolate. Finishing with that bass crash. 4, 2, 4, 2, bass crash to finish. Put that together with that rhythm 1. Excellent, excellent job. Now take your time with this. It is a bit daunting to begin with, but it's basically just 4s and 2s in a controlled way. Now in terms of next steps, what could you do with this? Well, who says that it has to be 4 and then 2, then 4, then 2? What I want you to think about now, once you get comfortable with this, is mix up the order. So, 4, then 2, then 2, then 4, 2, 2, 4, 4, anything you like. And for me, it's just like kind of cooking food. I know that sounds crazy, but if you imagine that the 4s and the 2s and the different drums are different ingredients, just try different things. Some of them you'll like, some of them you won't. Throw away the ones that you don't like and make a note of the ones that you do. And that is really going to develop your library in your brain of fills that you can apply. So as always, what we need to think about now is how do we actually apply this in the real world? And again, as always, we've got our 2 really distinct levels of play. First of all, we are always beginning in practice mode. The only thing that matters in practice mode is accuracy and the quality of your play, the way you're holding the sticks and the accuracy of your drumming. Do not worry about any of the 6 golden rules of drumming, of keeping in time. If you make a mistake, great. That's how we help to improve. So practice mode, keep going and going until it feels nice and comfortable. From practice mode, we move into performance mode. And this is where our drumming really comes alive because we start to play with metronomes and especially backing tracks. As always, start off with a nice solid metronome, get used to introducing the 6 golden rules, particularly keeping in time and keeping going, golden rules 1 and 2. And then you can start to play along with your favorite backing tracks. Again, links in the comments below and some suggested songs at different tempos. Now, the thing about these drum fills is we have to be careful how we use them, okay? Again, just like with food, when you discover a new ingredient, if you put that onto absolutely everything, there's a good chance you're going to ruin the dish. So you discover something new, like our drum fill, be careful how you use it. Too much of anything becomes too much. These drum fills, going back to the, why is it called a fill? It fills in the gaps. So the most common place to put these is in between the transitions, the changes between sections of music. And very often, you know, the music almost tells you itself where it's going to be. As you're playing and playing and playing and playing, then the fill, and you get to feel where that fill belongs. Okay, but just be careful, don't overdo it. Certainly when you're playing in a real life situation. Also remember, drums is the only instrument that we can practice without the drums. You can spot good drummers from 1,000 yards, tapping away on desks, banging away on steering wheels, driving friends and relatives crazy. So don't drive people too crazy, but do keep on practicing. It doesn't matter where you are, tapping on your knees. It's all about training the brain, so when you do get on the drum kit, you can make it come alive. So thank you so much for watching this video. You can have loads of fun with this, and I'd recommend you look at combining it with beginner video 1. Playing to those backing tracks from start to finish all the way through, just have loads and loads of fun. Remember, the most important thing about drumming and music is enjoyment, so make sure that you enjoy it. So keep on practicing, keep on playing, and remember, everything that you do, do it like a drummer. We'll see you in the next video.